Good afternoon. Gardaí in Carlow are continuing to investigate all the circumstances surrounding yesterday's shooting at the Fairgreen shopping centre in the town. The body of a man who died from a self-inflicted injury remains at the scene. He was aged in his 20s and was on bail, charged with firearm offences. A young girl suffered minor injuries as she fled the scene. In the past hour, Gardaí spoke to the media and described it as a terrifying experience.
Shortly after 6:15 p.m, An Garda Síochána received multiple reports of shots fired in the Fairgreen shopping centre in Carlow. Gardaí responded to the scene and met a large number of people running from the shopping centre. An unarmed uniform unit arriving at the scene observed the suspect exiting the shopping centre. The suspect discharged a firearm, a shotgun, into the air. Another plainclothes armed Garda unit responding drew their official firearms and identified themselves as armed Gardaí. The suspect then discharged his firearm again, self-inflicting a fatal wound. No member of An Garda Síochána discharged a weapon. An Garda Síochána now understands that the lone male had walked through the shopping centre and had discharged the firearm into the air on a number of occasions.
And our reporter Eleanor Byrnehill joins us now from Carlow. So Eleanor, we heard there from Gardaí some of the details around this incident. What else is known at this stage?
Well, Karen, at around 6:15 last night, on what should have been a quiet bank holiday weekend, multiple shots were fired, first of all inside the Fairgreen shopping centre, and then, as we heard there, the final shots outside, one into the air, and then the fatal shot just outside the shopping centre, where the man's body remains at the scene at this lunchtime. Plainclothes Gardaí responded to the incident, and the Gardaí confirmed that no Garda weapon was discharged, and they acknowledged that this serious incident has a major impact on the local community here, and indeed the local county hall will be open this afternoon for anyone in the community who has been impacted to come in and have a talk about it. Gardaí say they're also aware that a family is grieving the death of a loved one today, and they're appealing for privacy, and this was a terrifying experience for everybody who was at the shopping centre last night. Numerous people were seen running from the scene, and Gardaí say whilst they're officially not commenting any further on a man that they have identified as being a young white male in his 20s, we can confirm that the man was on bail for a firearms offence at the time of this incident, and Garda members were also responded to those who came first to the scene to what was a very dangerous incident for protecting their local community. And Gardaí are appealing for anyone who has images, any social media footage of this, to not share it online or through social media apps, but to share it with them at an incident room that has been set up behind me here at Carlow Garda Station. Karen.
Eleanor Byrnehill, thank you. Now, in the US, several people have been injured in the state of Colorado following what authorities have described as an act of terrorism. A man has been arrested following a firebomb attack on a rally in support of Israeli hostages.
The aftermath of more chaotic scenes on the streets of the US, this time in Boulder, Colorado, where people had gathered to show their support for the Israeli hostages. Witness described a man attacking the group with incendiary devices, including a makeshift flamethrower.
One person caught on fire from head to toe, and they were burning up, their whole body was burning up, and he was there arguing with some people and fighting, while these other people were still on fire and dying and hurting and in pain, and people were screaming and yelling, and it was just wild. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen.
The authorities said 8 people were injured. The oldest was 88 years old.
The last update I had is that at least one victim was very seriously injured, probably safe to say critical condition, and then other victims received more minor injuries.
The FBI said it was a targeted act of violence.
This attack happened at a regularly scheduled weekly peaceful event. Witnesses are reporting that the subject used a makeshift flamethrower and threw an incendiary device into the crowd. The suspect was heard to yell, "Free Palestine," during the attack.
A 45-year-old man has been arrested. This attack, the second high-profile act of violence in the US in the last 2 weeks that appears to be related to the Gaza war. Conor Hunt, RTE News.
Polish nationalist opposition candidate Karol Nawrocki has won the second round of the country's presidential election with 50.89% of the votes. He narrowly overcame Liberal rival Rafał Trzaskowski, who held a lead in initial exit polls. The new pro-Trump president is now expected to block policies of Donald Tusk's Liberal pro-European government. And that is all from the newsroom for now. We're back later with 6-1. Until then, have a lovely afternoon.